perfect time to invest never happens. It's right now is the time to do it when you have the ability.
Hello, Peter. So good to see you. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going to talk through 3 signs that you are invested too conservatively. So, Peter, you and I have talked before about the stress that comes with taking on too much risk, but playing it too safe can also create financial stress. So let's talk through some signs to determine if your retirement plan might be too cautious. First sign, you constantly worry about running out of money. If you are overly conservative, your savings may not grow enough to keep up with your needs, especially over a long retirement.
Yeah, and this one can be on either side of the equation, right? Is that people might take too much risk because of this same fear. This
Yep.
fear can cause polar reactions of, well, I'm not going to take any risk with my money, or I'm going to take a whole lot of risk with my money and try to catch up and do something magical. And either one can be dangerous. Innately, I think that fear itself does drive the decisions, but the decisions have different implications on what the result is. Either we're going to move at a snail's pace, and this is not the case of the tortoise and the hare, where slow and steady wins the race. This is where we are falling behind because we are not getting enough growth on our money, or we take too much risk and then we have, the off year where the markets are down, and it causes us financial hardship because those dollars were not properly positioned. I think that the answer to that question really lies in the context of the plan and the timeline that you have laid out, not the other way around, where we are taking risk or not taking risk and making that decision based off the fear of running out of money. The fear of running out of money needs to be addressed through proper planning, which
Right.
will tell us how much risk is appropriate for us.
The plan addresses the fear.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Next sign, your money isn't working for you. If your portfolio barely moves over time and inflation is eating away at your purchasing power, your retirement income could be at risk.
Yeah. And I had a buddy in the financial world who used to tell people, well, your money is more retired than you are. It's sitting on a hammock drinking a lemonade while you're out hard at work.
Yeah.
He called it lazy money. And absolutely, like, there is reason for cash. There is an appropriate time, place, and purpose for having cash assets in your transactional checking account, where bills are paid out of and deposits get put in. Like, that is a cash account. In your emergency account, your savings account that covers maybe 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses, but much over and above that 6-month threshold. The purpose for banks and the purpose for cash has kind of been served. And if you've got more than that sitting there for too long, you are losing money safely. You are losing purchasing power because that lazy money is not keeping up with inflation. And so we need to understand that, yes, we've got this savers mentality. And I've seen people who do a fantastic job in not spending all of their income and then building it up somewhere. But if you keep it in the wrong account, that's still doing the wrong thing. We need to have our emergency account fully funded, and then we need to shift mentality to more of an investor's mindset rather than a saver's mindset, and get those dollars growing for us, because we're going to need that growth over time.
And then last, you avoid making financial decisions out of fear. If you hesitate to adjust your investments, even when it might benefit you, it could mean that your fear of risk is holding you back.
Yeah. And I think this is like the waiting for the right time, because I've seen some people who I can see that they have that savers mentality. And I ask them, why is there this excess cash sitting there? Significant amounts of excess cash. And they say, well, we're just waiting for the right time to invest it.
Yeah.
The secret to investing is as early as possible, as much as possible, whenever possible. That is the right time and place. And if you wait for the right time, then you'll be waiting a long time. The perfect time to invest never happens. It's right now is the time to do it when you have the ability. It's like having a child or buying a house or a car. Like there's just never a perfect time for some of these big events. And there's never a perfect time to shift from that saver's mentality to becoming an investor. But there's also this like investor's parable. It's a very famous kind of story about the most unluckiest investor ever who invested right at the wrong time every time over the course of like 3 or 4 decades. And guess what? They still ended up very successful in their investments because they left it alone. They had the time to leave it alone. And that's the secret here, is that your investment approach needs to be dictated by how long you can stay invested.
Mm-hmm.
The market not only has always come back, but has always surpassed previous highs. So yeah, we're going to see volatility. We're going to see those off years where the market has losses. But over time, as long as you can leave those dollars invested, you will see that investment grow as a result of having exposure to the markets and to the growth that the good companies in the markets can present to us.
Right. And just to underscore what you're saying, Peter, pulled up a visual here of the S&P's highs and lows. You want to talk us through?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen highs, we've seen lows, but the highs keep getting higher and higher. And over time, if you invest like this chart shows, like right at Black Monday, 1987, you might have, lost your lunch, feeling like, what did I just do? But then it came roaring back, and then we had the dot-com bubble, and we had the Great Recession, and we had COVID. Right? There are so many instances that over the course of time have been blinks of an eye in the relative timeline here, where we've had market volatility, but the health of the markets has remained resilient and grown that investment significantly over time.
Mm-hmm. Best hedge against inflation. So, Peter, can you just explain how investing too conservatively can be just as risky as investing too aggressively, taking on too much risk?
It's just a different type of risk, right? I don't know, Erin, trying to give an analogy here. If we're speeding on the highway, that's risky. You don't want to do that. But if you stop your car on the highway, that's also risky, right? Is that there is a different type of risk there that is present and inherent with that. We want to make sure that we are taking appropriate risk. That is determined by your timeline, your expectation for returns, and when you're going to need the money. And look, if you're not comfortable just going all in on one side, which you shouldn't be, nobody should be comfortable all in on either side, but bucket out your money and divide it into places that, okay, this is the money that I am comfortable, that I know I can take some risk with and won't need for 5 or 10 years. Here's the money that I might need. Let's be less risky with that. And here's the money that I know I'm going to need. Let's not take risk with that. And that can help people once they really see that, break that down and visualize it into understanding what is appropriate risk and what is not. And as the chart on the screen shows, like over time, investment in the market has been the most profitable place to deploy money consistently to not only keep up with, but beat inflation over time. And that's what we need with money that we're not planning on using and we don't need today, is we need to beat inflation so that we can spend those dollars tomorrow.
Absolutely. Especially, I mean, with retirements lasting as long as our working careers these days, it really is a delicate balance. But as you mentioned at the beginning, Peter, it does come back to having a plan which addresses everybody's fears so that they're not making these, fear-based financial moves. So if somebody would like to sit down with you to create that plan, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, give me a call at Richon Planning, and it is a complimentary courtesy service that we offer to put together what we call the optimized retirement plan for listeners and viewers of the show. And we believe everybody needs a plan for their financial future to help them make more informed decisions with their money. That's why we offer to put that together. Give me a call at 919-300-5886, 919-300-5886, or you can go online, richonplanning.com. It looks like richonplanning.com, richonplanning.com. And Erin, just to kind of wrap this point up, why would we want to save the money today only for it to be worth less 10 or 15 years from now? We need that money to be worth more.
Mm-hmm. Well said. All right, Peter, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Erin. Hey folks, Peter Richon here with Richon Planning. So glad that you are enjoying the podcast, Planning Matters Radio. You know, one of the tools that we've put out there that people really seem to appreciate and really are finding of value is at 919retired.com. It is your retirement tax bill calculator. If you've got any kind of retirement account, your tax deferred, 401k, or IRA, this is the website, this is the resource where you can go, you can plug in your own numbers, your information, you can slide the tool calculator up and down for your tax rate or your amount of savings and see what your tax bill is likely to be if you default and defer to the IRS's plan versus what you could potentially bring that tax bill down to. A lot of times it is a very significant savings. So if you have not yet, go to the website 919retired.com, run your numbers on the retirement tax bill calculator.
This has been Planning Matters Radio.
The content of this radio show is provided for informational purposes only and is not a solicitation or recommendation of any investment strategy. You are encouraged to seek investment, tax, or legal advice from an independent professional advisor. Any investments and/or investment strategies mentioned involve risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services offered through Brookzone Capital Management, a registered investment advisor.
Fiduciary duty extends solely to investment advisory advice and does not extend to other activities such as insurance or broker-dealer services. Advisory clients are charged a quarterly fee for assets under management, while insurance products pay a commission, which may result in a conflict of interest regarding compensation.
Any comments regarding safe and secure products and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not refer in any way to securities or investment advisory products. Fixed insurance and annuity product guarantees are subject to the claims paying ability of the issuing company and are not offered by Brookstone.